Welcome to part two of themes. And in the last part, we actually went and uploaded a new theme. We had a look at basic settings, what we can set so that the theme settings adjust. And now we're gonna kind of have a look at more details of this certain theme, right? So we're gonna go back to our dashboard, and I want you to, once we're there, I want you to navigate over to themes. So you go appearance and then themes. So do you see that this theme that we've downloaded has got more options than the theme that we had? It's got customize, which is normal, widgets, menus, theme options, header, and backgrounds. I want you to go to menus because what we're going to do is we're going to add our categories to the top menu, right? By doing that, we need to go and remove the categories that we did in the previous videos because we're going to add this to a different menu in the theme. So once we've removed all this, I'm going to say save menu because I wanted to save it. I want to save the changes that I've done. And I'm going to go and create a new menu, right? So when we create a new menu, we're going to call this, I'm just going to call this top menu, right? Because I know what that is. So that's fine. Create the menu. Once that's created, we can start adding it. And that's what we're going to do now. We're going to add some extra sections. So I'm going to add my categories to this. So I'm going to highlight everything again. I'm going to say add to menu. And once that is done, we're just going to say save. And you can see that, we can either do this by going to customize the theme, or it tells you right here, okay, where do you want this menu to be in? We can say, okay, we want it at the top menu of the theme location. So we can go top menu and we say save. So once that is done, we can go and visit our site, right? We're gonna go see if this was adapted correctly, and you can see, oh, okay, cool, it's been adapted. So now you can see all my latest categories is displayed right here at the top, right? So that's pretty cool. So now I've got my categories, and it's different towards, the buttons right here. So that is fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted. So once we've done that, I want you to go back to your menus, and we want to actually go and add it to our footer menu as well. So we can go and add save, and we're going to add this to our, and that will automatically add it to our footer menu. So when we go to our page and we press reload, you will see that when we scroll down, you will see it will automatically add it to our footer page as well. So that is in essence adding, menus to certain areas which the theme that you've downloaded accommodates, right? So let's go back to menus, and I want you to go back to customize because we want to customize this website a bit more. It's not 100% what I wanted it to look like. So instead of using a color, we're going to use a background image, right? So I'm going to click and I'm going to upload a background image by selecting a file. And I'm going to choose this. And I'm going to hit open. And then it will automatically adjust it. So it's going to give you a couple of options when you do this. It's going to ask you, do you want to tile it? So I'm going to say no repeat. I'm going to say I'm going to want to center this. And I want to fix this fine. Okay, cool. So I'm going to say save and publish, and we're going to look at the results once we hit refresh over here or reload, and you'll see that your background has been adapted, but not really what I want. So when I go back, I'm going to go and make sure that it's centered, but I'm going to say scroll because I want my users to scroll. And once I've refreshed there, I'm going to say reload. And now your background will be scrolled. So that looks way better, but it's still not what I want. So by fixing this, we're going to make sure that our website, our background gets tiled vertically so that we've got a repeat all the time, which is not ideal actually. It's actually not good practice by doing this, but in this case, I'm just gonna maybe say no repeat and say fixed. And hit save. That's going to be the best for our our dynamic pages. So now you can see that it's fixed, and you can't see any repeat or any tile or anything. That's great. The reason why we would use a pattern section or a tile section is for patterns. If we have a pattern that we want to upload, we're going to tile that, right? Now my front page, I'm going to leave that the latest posts. My menus are looking, we've got a sub header menu right here, and I'm going to change that to top menu as well. And I'm going to hit save, and let's have a look at where that gets posted, right? So I'm going to hit refresh, and you'll see that you've got a sub menu right here. So a sub menu normally gets used not for that, but more for not breadcrumbs, but subsections, right? So you can put your featured posts, you can put it in a certain category, and you can add it to the sub menu, which will be a great fit. Once I'm done with this, I'm just going to hit close, because I just want to close this up and have a look at the next options, right? And we're going to have a look at our header settings that it's allowing us to change. So currently that logo is uploaded, and I'm going to change that logo to something else. So let's change that to, let's have a look what we've got here. It just shows you that you can chop and change, you know, the logo to whatever you want it to be. I'm just going to use that as an example. I'm going to say, okay, upload that for me, please. And we're just going to use a cutout. So that was the logo, like that. And we're going to say crop and publish. So it's allowing you to crop and publish a big image. And once we've done that, we're just going to say save changes. Once we've done save changes and we press reload, you'll see that the logo that you've chosen will be automatically added to your header section, which is great. The last thing we're going to look at is background, and we already changed the background, right? So there's not really anything that we can do at this stage for our background. So you can say remove background image, and you can change a different background image if you really like to, and this is a preview of it. So that's the basics behind this theme, right? This is the basics behind what this theme allows me to edit. So every single theme, once again, has got different settings that you can chop and change and allow you. So if we go to the last one, which is editor, right? The editor allows you to alter certain areas of the theme. Once again, you got to know what you're doing, otherwise you're going to break your site, right? So every theme has got a style.css, and that's the core of the theme. That's the CSS core of the theme. And you can go and chop and change stuff here, which allows you to alter your theme for you, or you can actually go and chop and change on the right hand side, which you've got a lot of more options here that you can change. You can either change the page template, the page data, post data, and that forth. But we're going to cover more in-depth HTML editing or CSS editing or PHP editing in the following videos. So in essence, we can just wrap this up by saying, we downloaded a theme, we installed a new theme, we adapted our menus towards that theme, we added a logo to our theme, we went and added a top menu to our theme, a sub menu to our theme, and a footer menu to our theme. We also went and changed the background first to blue, and then I've changed that background to a certain image. First I had the background scrolled, which we figured out that's not going to work for us, because if you've got a long page, that is going to conflict because it tiles, or it's just going to show a blue background color. So we went and changed it back to scroll. We also had a look at just the basics and to wrap around our heads around the whole thing of responsive designing. That was themes in essence, and I encourage you to actually go and play around with themes, download themes, alter their editor section, and see what you can get. You can get pretty creative when it gets to themes, because at the end of the day, the client wants a unique site, right? So you want to get something that is unique and to the taste. So that was